Colts Nation, this is for you. That's right, folks. We're going to take and get into my theme for the episode, Saving Private Ryan. Matt Ryan, that is. Unless you've been living underneath a rock, Mr. Sam Ehlinger, at the age of 24, is now going to be the starting quarterback. What an opportunity of a very good Colts team. May not necessarily show it on record, but he'll be starting from this point forward to the rest of the season. In this episode, we're going to talk about the pros and cons of Matt Ryan not starting for the team for the rest of the year. We're going to talk about the owner and then his bipolarness on different decisions with quarterbacks and all that stuff. Is he the Jerry Jones of the Midwest? Man, we're going to get into it. You guys stay tuned, hit the subscribe button, and we're going to get into the meat and potatoes right now.
Turn 100 for the touchdown, King Crown, gain inside, leading your town, hit you faster than the sound, bad boy, throw it down.
Matt Ryan, one of the most decorated quarterbacks in all of the NFL and also as well throughout NFL history. If you're an Atlanta Falcons fan, he's the best quarterback literally ever played for your organization. This past offseason, he makes the jump to the Indianapolis Colts, in which he was traded. And people are talking Super Bowl. People are thinking 2020 Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? We're going to take an old veteran, put him with a much better team, and it's just going to work. It's going to be like the video game Madden, and everything's just going to gel together perfectly, but it's turning to L's. It's turning to losses, and it hasn't been exactly pretty. Now, let's look at the stats of Matt Ryan. He's a guy sitting on the bench. He was the NFL MVP of 2016, four-time Pro Bowler. Guy has 61,743 passing yards. That's pretty good. At one point, he even had a cool name. It's called Matty Ice. However, he's been anything but cold. He's been anything but hot. He's been lukewarm. It's been a lot of up, down. And Jim Irsay, the owner of the Indianapolis Colts, recently announced a few days ago that Sam Ehlinger, former quarterback of the University of Texas Longhorns, that he's going to be the starting quarterback. Now, Sam has a lot of good intangibles as far as being a quarterback, but let's check out his stats. I'm going to post them on the screen. Hopefully you guys like my sound effects. He has a whopping 9 yards. 9 yards. Nothing really to take and glamour out, folks. But you look at the tape and what he's ultimately produced in preseason. You look at his ultimate college stats and everything he has brought to the table. I'm going to say this, and I think we all need to take and pay attention to the year Russell Wilson was drafted by the Seattle Seahawks. Now, we're not talking about Russell Wilson doing high knees on a plane. We're not talking about that Russell doing cringeworthy commercials. Matt Flynn was ultimately picked up by the Seattle Seahawks, and he was supposed to be the starting quarterback. While it wasn't officially announced, they draft this young man by the name of Russell Wilson, played for NC State and also Wisconsin Badgers, and he lit it up in training camp. He lit it up. You could even argue at that time that, Russell Wilson didn't even have that strong of an arm, but he used his legs much like a Sam Ehlinger, and he made things happen. That ultimately Matt Flynn, even though he has a better arm, he wasn't the better winner. Even if you look right now, the stats, and I'll even post these on the screen, Tua Tagovailoa definitely does not have the arm that Justin Herbert has, but when Tua's on the field, he takes and he wins. He doesn't have the talent that Herbert has, but he wins, right? That being said, are we looking at a Geno Smith type situation with Sam Ehlinger? And I'm not trying to hype him up just to hype him up. Check out his highlights. I'll even post them down below in the description of the video. But Sam has a lot to offer, and this league is becoming less and less more of a pocket quarterback friendly league. Not that you can't be successful. Tom Brady's done it forever, and ultimately it's your arm that's going to get you downfield, right? But for someone who has legs like Sam Ehlinger, and this might be what this defense ultimately needs. You have an above average receiver room. You have one of the best defenses in all the NFL, though there's been some injuries here and there. They have a lot of depth in there, right? You have good coaching. Also as well, you have probably the best running back in the whole NFL, Jonathan Taylor. So you have tools, but they got to be used the correct way. If I'm taking and I'm building a birdhouse for my mother, I'm not going to take and use a chainsaw, right? It's going to jack everything up, and you got to use the right tools for right situations. So if they could use the correct game plan, this could be a match made in heaven. And Saving Private Ryan, unfortunately, it looks like we won't be able to save him like it shows on the thumbnail, okay? But you guys go ahead and comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think this is going to be a Geno Smith type situation where Sam Ehlinger, age 24, young quarterback still, takes and comes back and saves the day for the Colts, wins the division, and he is the hero and maybe even potentially franchise quarterback? Or is he really going to stink it up and they'll probably draft a quarterback next year? And next year's very, very, very quarterback deep draft. That can happen as well too, right? So let me know your thoughts. Do you think the owner, another question I have for y'all, do y'all think the owner has ultimately overstepped his bounds as an owner and trying to really be the Jerry Jones of the Midwest, right? That's another question as well too. And let me know, do you want Matt Ryan out there? Do you think he's going to continue to stink it up? Does he need more time where they're expecting a 2020 Tampa Bay Buccaneers type situation? So those are my 3 questions for you guys. Comment below, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for the alerts, donate if you want to take and do that stuff below. God bless you guys. Have a great night. Catch you next time on the Touchdown with Doug Smith.
Turn 100 for the touchdown, king crown, gain inside, leading your town, hit you faster than the sound, bad boy throw it down, yeah I'm ill, not my will, don't cop a fill the house, listen to the roaring crowd, drop a like, comment down, Heisman all the haters mouth, superhero hit them wow, packing more action than bing boom bam pow, touchdown for the win, we live, subscribe right now.